And every time that we... Ooh,
she was gone at just 31, only 5 years after her first and only #1 hit. He practically invented disco with a falsetto voice, then simply vanished. Meanwhile, a government employee spent $900 and accidentally started a whole movement.
every day of my life is filled with love and...
These are the stories of 12 artists who touched greatness once and then disappeared forever. Welcome to Music Express FM. Let's get into it. At number 12, we're diving into the smooth world of Philly soul with Blue Magic's 1974 classic, Sideshow. This is slow dance soul, the kind you play when you're trying to hold on to someone who's already decided to leave. Number 11, Rock Your Baby by George McCrae. A primitive drum machine and 45 minutes in the studio basically created disco. Then the man who started it all just disappeared. But here's the story nobody tells you. The song was actually meant for George's wife, Gwen. She was running late to the session, so George stepped in to help out. That placeholder vocal went to #1 in 80 countries and sold a staggering 11 million copies. The track used a Roland TR-77 drum machine, one of the first in pop, creating that mechanical pulse that felt like the future. When George's falsetto danced over it, they knew they had something brand new. Summer 1974, this track blasted from every block party for 12 weeks straight. It spent 2 weeks at the top of the charts worldwide, and Rolling Stone even named it the #1 song of the year. But this was George McCrae's only major breakthrough. Despite ruling the world and defining early disco, he never reached those heights again. By 1977, disco had evolved past him, and the man who sparked the flame was forgotten. A $900 philosophy lesson. Number 10, Be Thankful for What You Got by William DeVaughn.
A car at all.
A government draftsman walked into Sigma Sound Studios with $900 saved from his day job. What happened next became a movement. Then he vanished. William DeVaughn wasn't a professional singer. He was a salaried employee who wrote songs between filing paperwork. He scraped together $900, booked studio time with MFSB, and recorded this mellow anthem about contentment.
Against the white wall, TV and
Diamond in the back, sun rooftop, digging the scene with a gangster lean. That line became a cultural mantra.
sing with a gangster lean. Woo-hoo.
The track hit #1 R&B and #4 on the Hot 100, selling nearly 2 million copies.
In the back.
The song was influenced by Curtis Mayfield so heavily that people thought Mayfield recorded it. The confusion actually helped it cross over to gospel stations, almost unheard of for a secular R&B track.
A car at all.
This is cruising slow in a used Cadillac music, feeling rich in soul even when your pockets are light. The sparse arrangement lets the message breathe, turning budget constraints into artistic perfection.
Great big Cadillac, diamond in the back, sun rooftop.
After this, William DeVaughn released one more album in 1980, then disappeared. Back to record stores, back to drafting. One session, one masterpiece, then silence. Number 9, Boogie Down by Eddie Kendricks.
Let's look now. Let's get it on, girl.
He spent years as a temptation, one voice among many, Then he went solo and created the biggest hit of his entire career, bigger than anything with the group. Then it never happened again. Fresh off his Motown split, Eddie needed to prove something. Boogie Down was that proof, written by the same team who gave him Keep On Trucking, released in early 1974. This was pure disco energy before disco even had a name. That high tenor slicing through the groove. The production was so tight it felt like controlled chaos. His voice rides the rhythm effortlessly. Temptations training showing in every smooth run and falsetto flip. The song soared to number 2 on the Hot 100, held off the top for 2 weeks by Seasons in the Sun. It topped the R&B chart for 3 weeks. Billboard ranked it the number 30 pop single of 1974. But here's the irony. While Kendricks had multiple hits with the Temptations, Boogie Down was his only major solo pop success. Picture basement parties, everyone stopping when those first notes hit the dance floor, feeling instantly boogie. That was Boogie Down's power. Immediate, undeniable, unrepeatable. Number 8, Rock the Boat by the Hues Corporation. This song flopped twice before hitting number 1. The story reveals everything about how hits are made and why one-hit wonders even exist. Written by manager Wally Holmes, Rock the Boat was released in February 1974 and immediately died, barely hitting number 96 before vanishing. But then, New York disco DJs started playing it on repeat. The song packed dance floors night after night. By May, demand forced a re-release. When those horns punch and that vocal glides, you hear disco's blueprint taking shape. Within 7 weeks of re-entering the charts, it rocketed to number 1 on both the Billboard Hot 100 and R&B charts. In July 1974, it sold over 2 million copies and earned gold certification. Some historians call this the first disco song to ever hit number 1. And I've always had your tender lips to keep me warm. The Hues Corporation helped establish disco as the future, but they never duplicated this success. Their follow-up, Rock and Soul, was too similar, and listeners saw right through it. The magic was gone. Picture wedding receptions with everyone rowing to this beat. That's the legacy. One perfect song created by a group nobody remembers. Number 7, Woman to Woman by Shirley Brown. Then you know how Stax Records was collapsing, bankrupt, finished. Then a woman picked up a phone and created the label's last major hit. Barbara, this is Shirley. The voice kicks in and you immediately know. This isn't your typical love song. This is a confrontation. It's dignity meeting desperation. Gospel training meeting secular heartbreak.
Every month. So I'm telling you these things to let you know how much.
Written by James Banks, Eddie Marion, and Henderson Thigpen. The spoken intro was improvised by Shirley in a single take. She felt it needed something more, so she created one of R&B's most iconic openings off the top of her head.
The car he drives, I pay the note every month.
Her voice carries 1,000 heartbreak sermons, dignified and desperate, never begging, but never backing down. Catch how she shifts from calm conversation to raw pain without losing control. The song spent 2 weeks at number 1 R&B and reached number 22 pop, selling over 1 million copies. Mainstream America just wasn't ready for this level of honest emotion.
I buy the car he drives. I pay the note every month.
Jim Stewart came out of retirement to produce this, knowing it might be Stack's last shot. They cut her vocal in one take because they knew they'd never capture that emotion again.
Mama, can't you see where I'm coming from?
Mainstream success eluded Shirley after this. Stax collapsed, taking her momentum with it. Woman to Woman remains her singular moment of truth. Number 6, Do It Till You're Satisfied by BT Express. They recorded it in 2 takes with a brand new drum machine. It went to number 1 R&B, then number 2 pop, then watch the follow-up fade.
Long as it pleases you, make it last as long.
Brooklyn-based BT Express formed from the remains of several groups, finally settling on a name and a sound in 1974. Songwriter Billy Nichols had just bought a drum machine, the hottest new instrument on the scene, and banged out a tune with the simplest message imaginable. Do it till you're satisfied. That was literally the entire lyric until he expanded it for the group.
Whatever it is.
Released August 1974, the song became an instant dance floor phenomenon. Those iconic hand claps at the start, the wah-wah guitar weaving through the mix, the spoken section in the middle, it all combined to create something irresistible. It shot to number 1 R&B and spent 2 weeks at number 2 pop. The album went gold, reaching number 5 on the Billboard 200.
Whatever it is.
But here's what makes this legendary. Tom Moulton created an extended disco mix featured on the album that's widely regarded as the first dance remix ever. BT Express accidentally pioneered the remix. Their follow-up Express hit number 4, but they're remembered as one-hit wonders. 1 drum machine, 2 takes, and 1 remix that changed music forever. Number 5, Mighty Clouds of Joy by Mighty Clouds of Joy. Gospel groups didn't cross over in 1974. You stayed in your lane and served your audience. But Mighty Clouds of Joy didn't care about the rules. Blending gospel with soul and funk, they took a risk that could have destroyed their gospel credibility while gaining nothing from the secular world. Instead, they earned a Grammy and radio love across both gospel and R&B stations. There's something about this track, like Sunday Morning Sunlight through Stained Glass. It touched people beyond church walls without losing its spiritual center. When the horns hit and those vocals testify, you feel lifted. Whether you're religious or not, the Grammy validated what they'd done. It proved gospel could evolve without compromising its roots. The mainstream welcomed them once, appreciated the moment, and then let them return to their gospel roots. 1 perfect bridge between 2 worlds, 1 Grammy moment, then back to serving the faithful. Sometimes that's enough. Number 4, You and Me by the Stylistics. By 1974, the Stylistics were Philly soul royalty. You and Me had everything. Tom Bell's orchestration, Russell Tompkins Jr.'s sweet falsetto, and a melody that could make grown men cry. It should have been massive. Instead, it slipped through the cracks. For those who heard it, the song was a gentle caress, a whispered promise.
Always reaching for the sky with a use of ski.
Notice how strings sweep and climb while Tompkins floats above them effortlessly, making vocal complexity sound like breathing. The arrangement is meticulous. Every instrument is placed with surgical precision.
The same frame of mind, you and me.
This is Philly soul at its absolute peak. It's the sound of Philadelphia, refined to its purest essence. But it charted modestly on R&B and didn't even touch the pop radar. It got overshadowed by the bigger hits like You Make Me Feel Brand New. Sometimes being perfect just isn't enough. Picture slow dancing in the living room at 3 a.m., curtain swaying, love hanging in the air like incense smoke, believing this moment could last forever. That's the temperature this track creates. A one-hit wonder within their own discography, a perfect moment eclipsed by their more famous work, left for the true heads who appreciate craft over commerce. Number 3, Sha-La-La, Make Me Happy, I Want Tea by Al Green. How do you become a one-hit wonder when you're Al Green? How does a song reach number 7 and then vanish when everything else became eternal? That's the mystery. Released September 1974, this track was breezy and joyful without the heavy gospel weight. No tears, no church testifying, just Al being happy and playful. Catch how the organ slides in before each chorus, adding warmth without overwhelming the track. The arrangement stays sparse, letting Al's voice do the heavy lifting. Trusting his natural charm was enough. The song peaked at number 7 pop and number 2 R&B, spending 19 weeks on the charts. Those are hits numbers, the kind of stats most artists dream about for their entire careers. But when you're Al Green, number 7 isn't enough to be remembered. Let's Stay Together went number 1. Tired of Being Alone became more iconic. Al got lost in his own greatness. This track feels like golden hour sunlight, glowing and grinning without demanding anything but a smile. Al proved he could lift you up as easily as break you down. A one-hit wonder buried beneath a superstar's catalog. Number 2, Hollywood Swinging by Kool and the Gang.
I went to a theater.
Before Celebration, before Joanna, before wedding receptions and pop radio, Kool and the Gang were raw funk fire. Hollywood Swinging was that fire at its hottest. Then they put it out forever. Recorded September 1973, the band created this in one day, along with Funky Stuff and Jungle Boogie. 3 instant classics birthed in one single session.
In this Hollywood city.
Keyboardist Rick Westfield sings lead, his voice full of attitude and swagger. The production is brass heavy, bass thick, full of attitudes you could strut to. When those horns punch in unison, then scatter into individual riffs before snapping back together, that's controlled chaos. A band so tight they make mayhem feel orchestrated. It hit number 6 on the Hot 100 and number 1 R&B in June 1974, their first number 1 R&B single ever. This was their breakthrough, their arrival as funk royalty. Picture summer 1974. Everybody moving on hot asphalt, bass rattling car windows 3 blocks away, block parties and rooftop jams. all soundtracked by this groove.
All of Kool in the gang show. I always
But this was their only major hit of that funky phase. Their sound shifted dramatically toward pop polish, toward celebration and wedding reception immortality. That shift made them more famous and less funky.
piano playing. So here I am.
Hollywood swinging remains a snapshot of Kool and the Gang at their funkiest before crossover smoothed their edges. Number 1, Lovin' You by Minnie Riperton.
Stay with me while we grow old and
She had a 5-octave range scientists couldn't explain. She could hit notes that seemed physically impossible, notes like birdsong, like something not quite human.
is filled with love and you.
Released November 1974, Lovin' You almost didn't happen. The album had sold poorly, and Epic was ready to move on, but her husband, Richard Rudolph, convinced them to release one more single. That single went to number 1.
Day in the springtime is loving you.
The melody was created as a distraction for her baby daughter, Maya, who grew up to be Maya Rudolph from Saturday Night Live. Minnie and Richard wanted time together, so they created this gentle melody. Near the end, you hear Minnie singing Maya, Maya, Maya to her daughter. Stevie Wonder produced and played keyboards under the pseudonym El Toro Negro.
We'll live each day in the springtime 'cause love
Richard played acoustic guitar. The arrangement is deliberately minimal because Minnie's voice was the only instrument that mattered.
are in love with you. La, 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 la.
When she hits those impossibly high notes, you're hearing human vocal cords doing things that shouldn't be possible, reaching the whistle register where most singers can't breathe.
Live each day in the springtime 'cause loving
Her 5-octave range became her signature, her gift, and her curse. The song peaked at number 1 on April 5th, 1975, becoming one of the first songs to top the chart without percussion.
and every time that we are more.
But here's the heartbreak. In January 1976, less than a year after reaching number 1, Minnie was diagnosed with breast cancer. By the time they found it, it had metastasized. Doctors gave her 6 months. She underwent a radical mastectomy in April 1976 and became one of the first celebrities to go public with breast cancer. She didn't reveal the terminal prognosis, just became a spokesperson for the American Cancer Society and kept recording, touring, and living.
Stay with me while we grow old and we.
For 3 more years, Minnie continued making music while her body failed. In 1978, President Carter presented her with the American Cancer Society's Courage Award.
Loving you.
By early 1979, lymphedema immobilized her right arm. She died July 12, 1979, at 31, just 5 years after her biggest hit, leaving behind a husband, 2 children, and one perfect song that still plays everywhere. Most people don't know the woman behind the voice.